Is it totally tacky that I have these flowers right here to block the fact that there's a TV right there? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one I am super excited about, and it is going to be a review over some brushes, specifically Morphe brushes. I think it was back in about November, December-ish, Jaclyn Hill posted a video talking about her all-time favorite Morphe brushes. And in that video, she had a specific code that allowed you to get 15% off Morphe brushes. I'm not an affiliate with Morphe. I've never used Morphe products before, but I feel like 2015, everybody was talking about Morphe. So many people were, talking about the brushes, the eyeshadows, the palettes, things like that. So because of that, and because she had such a high percentage off, I think normally everybody who is an affiliate has about a 10% off, which is really good. But since it was 15%, I decided to go ahead and purchase some. So I have 6 brushes that were all from her video. I think I didn't get maybe 1 brush from the video, and because it was out of stock, maybe 2. But I'm going to go through each of the brushes that I got, my opinion on them, what I think about the brush, things like that. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The first brush I'm going to be talking about is the M439 brush. This is described on the website as a deluxe buffer brush. It retails for $13.99. If you see me glancing over there, it's because I have my laptop set up to make sure I get all the specifics right about this brushes. It is a synthetic brush. Now, when Jaclyn talked about in the video, she described this, she uses this as a foundation brush. So that's what I've used it for, and honestly, I do not use anything else to put my foundation on. I'm not kidding. I think out of all the brushes that I have gotten from Morphe, this is my all-time favorite. It is definitely more of a dense kind of, sorry. I would describe it as slightly domed because it has a little bit of a rounder surface. It is very, very dense, so I feel like it doesn't catch that much product in it. Even when I've cleaned this brush, I haven't noticed like a ton of, obviously it has some product clearly when you wash it, but not as much as you would think in a normal foundation brush. Just because of how dense it is, it doesn't catch as much. It is a little bit dirty because I've used it. I would say I placed the order to Morphe probably around December. So I've had these brushes for about a month and I've been testing and using them. I've used this brush with probably 6 different foundations, and every single foundation I use it with, I love the way it applies. Whether it be a more of a water-based foundation, whether it's a thicker cream, powder, anything like that, I absolutely adore using this brush for. I think it just gets in there. It gives such flawless coverage. I would say I even like this more than the Beauty Blender as far as the finish and the application of my foundation. I will say my favorite foundation so far that I've used this with is the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Foundation, which is a thicker foundation, but I find that it just buffs it so well and so beautifully into the skin. I'm not kidding. This is probably my all-time, hands down favorite brush. I'm so glad I got this. This brush is amazing. All right, so the next brush, this is the E3 brush. This is from their Elite collection. It retails for $16.99 and is described as a precision pointed powder brush. It is also a synthetic brush, and it does come up tapered to kind of a dome. When Jaclyn talked about it, she said that she really liked it for under the eyes, for sweeping off after baking, things like that. I will say I've just been using this especially under the eyes to set concealer, to set foundation, to set anything like this, and I think it is a fantastic brush. Just because of the shape, I feel like it gets so nice underneath. I would say this and the other face brush I will talk about, I'm still getting familiar with, just because I personally am still trying to learn how to bake. So I haven't fully committed to the techniques of using this, but that's what she said she really likes it for, is sweeping off baking powder, just because it kind of shears it out. I will say though, just from what I have used it for setting, I really, really like this. I like the fact that it is synthetic and it doesn't shed, because that's a huge problem that I have with a lot of powder brushes, particularly ones that have natural hair, is that they tend to shed really, really bad. So I like this just because I haven't experienced any shedding on my face when I'm setting my foundation and concealer, which is awesome. This next and final face brush, this is the M459, which they describe as their flat contour brush. This retails for $11.99. And I picked this up kind of on a whim. Again, I don't do baking, and that's what Jacqueline said that she used it for. I do want to try and get into baking, so I'm still, out of all the brushes, this is the one I'm still most unsure about how to use. I will say that I have used it for nose contouring, and I really like that just because it's so flat. It really gets in there, and it isn't so loose and wavy that you find the powder just kind of gets all over the place. It definitely keeps it really precise and in place. So I do like the brush. I think this is natural hair when it's black. I'm assuming. I don't know. I couldn't find where it said what type of hair this was. But I know that Manny MUA does use this for contouring. So if you like a really, really sharp contour and can find a good way to blend out with this, this is definitely very similar to the NARS Ita brush in that aspect. It's just definitely a lot more dense, which is why I don't think I would use it for contouring, just because I think this would make a very harsh line. But I do want to try this out for carving out baking after doing contouring and things like that. So I will keep you guys posted on this particular one because I'm still experimenting with it. But so far, what I have used it for, I really like it. All right, so the next three brushes I'm going to talk about are eye brushes. This first one is the M441, which is a Pro Firm Blending Crease Brush. This is made out of goat hair, which is why it's white. It's currently out of stock on the website. When I bought it, I paid $5.99 for it. That was before the coupon, before the discount. So it would normally, I believe, retail for $4.99. I got this brush, and there's another one from them that's very similar. I absolutely adore these blending brushes. How well it just blends out any kind of color in the crease is so phenomenal. Like any color I've done, bright colors, dark colors, light colors, mid-tone colors, you know, anything to kind of blend out that crease, especially transition colors. This blends things out beautifully. It is so, so, so nice. Really soft and really firm. That's sometimes with a lot of blending brushes, sometimes it can be a little bit too loose. So when you are trying to blend out a transition color, it really doesn't blow it out as well as you would hope. But this does a really, really good job of doing that. So I really like that one. And that would bring us to this brush, which is pretty much like the exact same brush. It's just smaller. This is described as their Pro Firm Blending Fluff Brush. This is the M433. This one also retails for $5.99 and is also made out of goat hair. What I like about this one is because it's a little bit shorter, I find it's good for a little bit more precise. So I like using this one for more transition light colors, and then going in with this one for any kind of darker deepening in the crease that I want to do, just because I feel like it blends that out so well. They both perform pretty much the exact same job as far as being able to blend things out, make it look blown out, airbrush, super nice. I would just say that I like, because this one is a little bit smaller, I just like this for more precision colors, versus since this one's a little bit bigger, if I am wanting to go in with a darker color or deepen up the crease, it might blow it out a little bit too much since it is a bigger bristle. But honestly, both of these brushes, you need them in your life for any kind of blending, whatnot you need to do. These are awesome, awesome brushes. And this brush was not one that she talked about. This is actually the M12 For brush, which is described as a firm shadow brush. I bought this specifically for doing metallics, or anything in the inner corner, just because I feel like not a lot of people talk about brushes to actually apply things to the lid, but since it is so small and precise, I felt like this would be really great for doing any kind of pressed pigment or anything where I want super precise coverage onto the lid and also getting into that inner corner area. This is made out of sable hair. It retails for $3.99. I can't remember if I mentioned that or not. But so far, I really, really like this. Honestly, just spray a little MAC Fix Plus on this bad boy and you will get such great coverage. Just because sometimes when you're working with the lid, if a brush is too big, it can cause it to transfer or crease up. But honestly, I can just pat this directly onto the lid like eye open, and it gives such good coverage and really packs the color on. And it's also perfect for getting into that inner corner area, just because it's so precise, I can really work it into that area. Anyways, that was it for all 6 brushes. Overall, I will say that the Morphe brushes are phenomenal. I'm absolutely in love with them. I have become such a huge fan of them after using these and testing them out for about a month or so. There are definitely so many more that I want to try out. So I will say, as far as eyeshadows, palettes, things like that, I haven't delved into them, but I think the hype over the brushes is 100% worth it. Now, all of these are from, since they are the M, I think they're just the regular collection. I only have one from the Elite collection, which is this one, the Pointed Precision Powder Brush. So as far as differences between collections, I know they have like a gunmetal collection. They have one for vegan, which might be the gunmetal. I can't remember. They have a bunch of different lines, a ton of brushes, so I'm definitely hoping to try out some more and test them out, things like that. Again, I'm not an affiliate with Morphe. I bought all of these 100% with my own money to test them out and see were they worth the hype. In my opinion, they are worth the hype. I plan on buying more. This brush literally is my life. I don't know what I did before I got it. Like, honestly, these brushes are amazing. So I definitely recommend checking them out. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, give this video a thumbs up to see more. Let me know if you tried out Morphe, what your favorite brushes from them are if you've tried them out, what I should pick up if you've tried them out, and what out of the brushes I've shown you like. So anyways, that's all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.